So, welcome to this video that is going to be all about how to fill your event with the right people. And I was supposed to go live yesterday, but we had a huge tech issue in another project that I had, so I needed to jump over there. So I am so sorry that this is a recording that I uploaded because a couple of people actually asked about this training. So I thought I'm gonna record this and I'm gonna upload this on YouTube and I will send out the link to everyone. So welcome to this session. And for you who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm a virtual event sales expert. So what I do is that I help our clients attract and turn leads from cold to sold within days using virtual events. But we are not only using the virtual events to do lead generation and close clients, we also use them, of course, to grow our list, but also to claim our category online. So I'm really excited to have you here, and I'm going to dig into the content right away. And this doesn't matter if what type of event you do. You can do a webinar, a challenge, live launch, bootcamp, workshop. It doesn't matter because this is kind of the foundation that is going to drive everything else. Because if we don't fill our event with the right people, it doesn't matter how good your offer is. It doesn't matter how good your event is. It's not going to convert, right? So we have three things when it comes to filling our event that I'm going to cover today. So the first one I'm going to talk about is your event runway. This is everything that happens before the event. And then you have the filling of the event specifically, like the lead generation, where you invite people to come and join. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about how to increase your show up rate and also increase your engagement. Okay. So the first thing is the event runway. So first of all, I just want to mention that when we talk about filling our events, you don't need a massive amount of people. You don't need a huge audience. You don't need to have a huge team in order to run high converting virtual events. But what you do need is a really smart runway. And we can now see that this is way more important than it was before to have a strong runway to get people to not only sign up, but also show up. But this is the part where a lot of people kind of skip, not only because they don't maybe know how to do lead generation, but they also might do just some post and they feel like they talk about their offers all the time or their masterclass all the time, so that they don't want to promote too much and they don't engage with the people. So a lot of people skip this kind of step of the runway. And the runway, when we built them in 3 steps. So the first thing that you absolutely need is visibility. I'm going to talk more about these 3 things in a moment. But the first thing is visibility. You just need to start to show up. Okay. And not only on your own page, ghost and post and ghost, but also engage in other people's content, engage in other people's communities. So you get in front of new people because you need to grow an audience consistent and you need to connect with that audience. And it costs us absolutely nothing to engage and connect with our target market online, right? But you need to start to have those conversations. Okay, because if you don't grow here, you're going to run out of people to actually invite. So we talk about inviting people, they become leads. So they sign up for your workshop, but you're going to invite your audience, right? And if you dry out the pool of people to invite, there is no one left. Okay, so that is the first thing that you need to increase your visibility. So in our runway, we actually built in 1 week where we strategically boost our visibility in order to get more eyes on our content when we start the lead generation. So the second step in the runway is the lead generation. This is where you hand out invitations daily to the right people, not to everyone, to the right people. If we don't have any leads, there will be no sales because there's no one to sell to. Okay. The third thing that you need in the runway is the nurturing process. This is where you honor the people that said yes, because a lot of us, unfortunately, focus our energy on the people that didn't sign up instead of push the energy into the people that is right in front of you that actually said yes and honor them by connect with them, speak to them, and talk to them before the event goes live. Okay? But none of this is going to work. So those are the three in the runway. We have the visibility, we have the lead generation, and we have the nurturing of the people that already signed up. But this is not going to work if you do not have clarity, absolute clarity in who is the perfect participant for your event, right? So you need to understand that, because otherwise you're going to invite 500 cat people to a dog event, and it's just going to be an alignment between the audience and your offer, right? Because there needs to be a perfect alignment between the people that are here, your audience, and your offer, because your event is the bridge between these two, right? So you need to ask yourself, who is my event for? And have a clear picture about their problems, struggles, frustrations, fears, dreams, desire, wants, needs, all those kind of things that your dream clients actually express that they feel or that they have, right? That is number one. The number two thing that I want you to think about is, what is the gap that you close on the market? Your solution, your vehicle, how you help people from A to B should close a gap. If we look at my market, there is a huge gap between entrepreneurs over here spending hours, 20, 30 hours every single week on tactics that moves them away from speaking to people, now more than ever with AI and automation. Over here, you have your people that is just sitting there waiting for someone to just speak to them. There is a huge gap between. That is where I come in with the virtual events, right? And you can I teach my clients how to close that gap on the market. And I close that gap on the market by go out and start speaking to people and show up live and say, hey, this is not automated. Hey, this is not AI. This is me. This is my experience, my expertise, my conviction, my beliefs, right? That is how I close the gap. You have the same gap on your market, right? Because this is the reality that your dream clients are in today. And you need to understand and you need to listen to your dream client's reality and operate in that. So you have the same gap as I have in your market, that I have in my market, the gap of human connection. So your event close that gap, absolutely. But there is also a reason why your dream client are not getting the result that they want. There is a key missing, and that key is the gap. And you're going to take your event and you're going to place the event in the gap, and the event is going to be the bridge from where they are, not getting the result that they want, even if there is thousands of people out there that could help them. They are still stuck here struggling to over here where they actually want to go. Okay. And the reason why they are not there is that there is a key missing. And that is a gap in the market. And as soon as you understand and close a gap on the market, you're going to make money. That's the fact, right? So who is the event for, and what is the gap that you close on the market? When you start showing up every single day with the same message, talking about to the same person with clarity, to that person's dreams, desires, problems, struggles, frustration, fears, again and again and again, consistent and frequent, that is how you start to build what we call the category of one brand. And you're going to create this top of mind awareness, because nobody can ignore you. Okay, nobody can ignore you. So that is going to be the start of your runway. That is the end goal of our runway, is to build this top of mind awareness and the category of one brand online inside both of the runway, but also, of course, between our launches, but also in our runway. So that is the first thing, to have that strong runway with clarity. The second thing is then how to actually fill your event. And the first thing that I want to just say is that you do not need thousands of people. If we look at webinars, most webinars, actually 83% of all webinars, runs with less than 50 attendees. Okay. It's not the size of the audience that matters, it's the depth of your message and the alignment between your event and your offer. Okay? And this comes back to knowing your dream client. What are they struggling with today? How is their reality? What is the reality they operate in? What are they hoping for? What are their dreams? What are their desires, right? And because you want them to say, this event is for me. You want them to really identify with the problems and the frustrations and the dreams and the desires that you talk to, right? That is the messaging. Okay, and the event is the bridge between where they are to where they want to go. Okay. And if we look at the lead generation part of filling the event, is that you absolutely need to do daily lead generation. So when we built the runway, we built visibility, and then we built a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on what type of event and what type of offer we have, doing lead generation every single day during that period across every platform, handing out invitations like it actually matters. Not one here and maybe another here, and then we don't hand out any more information. Invitations. We hand out invitations every single day throughout lead generation. Okay? It's like you wouldn't host a party and then you don't invite any guests. Right? Because if you host a party and you don't invite any guests, you can't get upset when nobody showed up. That's the fact, right? So don't do that with your virtual event either. Don't host a virtual event and don't invite any people. It makes no sense. I mean, lead generation, there is some thousands of strategies out there, but I'm here to say you there's no lead generation strategy in the world that is going to help you if your mindset and belief system is not aligned with the millions of dollars that you want to make. Because the energy of handing out those invitations needs to match the energy of the expectations of you, what you have on what that event is going to do for you, right? So this is kind of a lead generation strategy. There's thousands of them, so I'm not going to talk about them. But the reason why most people struggle is they don't understand what lead generation is. Because lead generation is actually not spammy, slimy, sleazy, pushy, whatever. It's a gift to the market. It's you being of service to your audience, okay? Because you're inviting them to a place and a space of solutions. And that is your job as a service provider, is to hand out invitations to solutions, right? So when you do lead generation, you are actually being of service to your people. And when you understand that, you are going to hand out those invitations and you are going to show up different with confidence, with conviction, believing in what you do inside of your masterclass, your virtual event is actually going to help people. It's the bridge between where they are to where they want to go. It's a gift to these people. And when you understand that with conviction, handing out those invitations is going to be easy peasy. Okay. Lead generation, easy, simple. Okay. It's your mindset that stands in the way from actually filling your event when it comes to doing the lead generation. Okay. I mean, if you want to run a 100K event, your frequency, your diligence, your consistency of handing those invitations needs to match the expectations of that event. I hope that makes sense. And when you understand that, then that lead generation is going to be really easy. So that is kind of the second part. The third part is to increase show up and engagement. And this is something that most people struggle with at the moment. We can see that show up rates have gone down drastically and more people watch the replays because people are kind of time consciousness. They're more thinking about what they do with their time, and there are so many events and so many things happening, so they actually forget. So do you need to have reminders? Yes, that is the strategic part of getting more people to show up live. So I'm not going to talk about it. A lot of coaches, people talk about all these reminders, emails that are going to go out. I'm going to share 3 other things. Okay. Number 1, the easiest way to get more people to show up live is to pick the right event. Okay, let's say I target busy single moms, full-time working busy single moms. Okay, would a 9-day boot camp, 1.5 hour per day, would that be the perfect fit for that audience? No, it wouldn't, because that single mom working full time with small children wouldn't be able to participate 9-day. She wouldn't even be able to watch the replays. It's not possible. And she's not going to either sign up, and if she signs up, she's not going to show up because she can't. So when I talk about this with my client, I said to them, what event do you want to do? I would like to do a masterclass. Okay, then we look into how long should that masterclass be. Then we can talk about who is this person for? What would be a great fit for that audience? If you target business people that run their own businesses, I mean, spending 5 hours to reach to the next level should be easy for them. But if you target people that wants to maybe lose weight, it's going to be a struggle, because it's where a lot of mindset stuff that it goes on. So the simplest way to get more people to show up, pick the right event for them. Name the event right. Don't name something a boot camp if you target stressed out people. It's going to be exhausting just to hear the name boot camp, right? So that is the first one. The second thing is to warm up people before the event, to actually go out and start having conversations, not only sending the emails. Find them on social media, start speaking to them, ask questions, show them that you care, and build this like, know, and trust, and this excitement to show up live before the event. You do that, not somebody else. You do that. Okay, that is going to help you get way more show ups on your virtual events. Okay, a lot of people do, like, they get people to register and then they don't hear from them until like 2 days before the event, and they get a reminder in the inbox. They have forgotten all about you until then. Okay, I'm just going to say it. So that is the second thing. The third thing that a lot of people don't speak about when it comes to getting more show ups is to actually commit to running the reps. Because what happens when you run the reps is that you're going to master. And when you master something, you can really kind of push your energy to the audience. Because as a speaker, you go through stages. So in the beginning, you show up a little bit scared. So you kind of work from a place of a little bit of a fear. So the audience automatically lean back. Okay? When you get over that, you start speaking from your heart. But it's usually in a very unstructured way, so nobody can really follow, and you are a little bit everywhere, and there is no clarity. So the audience kind of becomes confused. Okay? But then when you add structure to that, you can now speak from your heart in a very structured way, so the audience can start following along in your content. And when they can, they're going to stay, and they're going to show up, and they're going to show up for day 2, because you give them clarity and you start leading people. And the next step is conviction. So when you have kind of started to run events, so you can speak from your heart in a very structured way, so you can start engaging with the audience, you become this leader, right? And all of a sudden you actually lead people, and people are just following along. And that is also when the conversion rate skyrockets in event. Most people never ever get through this because they give up way before that, because they don't understand that every athlete out there became the best by running the reps. And you need to treat your business like an athlete, which means you need to actually run the reps. And that is the same thing with virtual events. Okay. So running the reps is one of the easiest way to actually get more people to show up, because you can put your entire energy in the people that is right in front of you instead of worrying about everything else. And the more you can focus on the people that is right in front of you, that energy just pours out. It pours out in your emails, it pours out in your content, it pours out in your lead generation. It just pours out. And the energy you project is the energy you will get back. Okay? And those 3 things, there's not a lot of people that talk about those things. They talk about and teach the strategic part of getting more people to show up, but they never ever talk about these kind of things. And even if you do all the strategies, you might not get people to show up anyway. So there is something missing. Okay. So a quick recap of this. I just want to say you don't need a huge audience, you don't need a huge team, but you want to build out a really strong runway that focus on visibility. It focus on getting people to sign up, but it also focus on nurturing the people that actually signed up. Honor people that said yes to you. Okay? Your focus should be on those people that is right in front of you. Don't worry about the people that didn't sign up yet. Focus on the people that actually did, okay? The second thing I just want to recap is that clarity in your messaging is going to be key. Clarity over here, offer over here, event is going to be the bridge. Needs to be a straight line, okay? Number 3, lead generation, even if it's strategy, it's not a task. It's a gift and service to your market. You need to believe that your event is going to be a key component in people getting to where they are. That is a gift to people. And the fourth one is that energy, structure, and frequency is going to drive the people into your room, getting people to show up. More and more people are going to show up when you have energy, you have structure, and you have frequency inside of your events. Okay. So this was a short kind of where I wanted to cover the baseline of getting signups and getting show ups. What I'm going to do is below this video, I'm going to add my guide. That is the 6-figure event guide. It's a 7 pages long guide that go through how a virtual event is built. And it looks very different compared to how we've built them before, because the world have changed, the way that we do things have changed, people's reality have changed, and the way people consume content have changed, which means that it's the way that we do events today doesn't look the way that we did events in the past. So welcome to download that guide. I'm going to add the link below. And then I'm going to take a little summer break. So I'm not going to run any live videos until we get back after the summer. So I want to wish everyone that watched this an amazing vacation, summer, whatever you are going to do. And then I will see you after the summer. So take care, everyone. Bye.